So, how do you create a loyal following of customers who will follow you and they become repeat customers? It can be tricky enough to create a following in and of itself, right? So, how do you create a following of people that not only will, creating the following itself, but will also follow you and become a customer and become a repeat customer, right? Like that's what we're going to talk about today. And so, those two main things, right? First of all, how do you even create that following? And second of all, how do you make it so that they are people that will become customers and ultimately repeat customers? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if this is something that is resonating with you, or you have friends that you think could find value from this as well, please make sure and let them know about this. So if we have not met before, welcome. I'm Debbie Dunford with David and Debbie Dunford, and we help online networkers really strategize to attract a constant following and flow of new prospects, new leads, new sales, new teammates, all those kinds of things, right? And we do it really through a few different things. We do it through branding, we do it through leveraging, we do it through social media, we do it through mind mastery. That's kind of my term for mind models, or for mindset, excuse me. Servant leadership and leverage, so that you can absolutely have that life, create and live that life that you want, right? So that's what we're here to do. Make sure and say hi. If you are watching live, make sure and join in on the conversation. If you are watching a replay, please go ahead, put hashtag replay down below so I can make sure and come in and say hi to you. And I'm curious where you're watching from. I'm curious where you are from. So we are from Utah. So that's where I am coming to you live from tonight. So how do you create that loyal following of people that become repeat customers? And I am going to be looking over here at my notes here so I can make sure and keep on track with my thoughts. So how do you create that loyal following of customers? And really to have any kind of successful business, you need those customers and you need that loyal following and those repeat customers, right? So how do you create that? Well, I wanted to kind of give you an example of something that I thought of that pairs perfectly with this, okay? Right now, we've got sick kiddos in our house, and we've had them sick for a few days. And one thing that I thought of that, as a mom, I'm going around and trying to make sure they're getting the vitamin C, their humidifiers are running, we do the diffusers as well. And so it's like, okay, how do I keep them and help them get healthy? Make sure they've got their water, right? All those things. And I'm taking care of them, right? And I thought, that's so interesting because on social media, so many times, and I've been guilty of this myself, but so many times we go and we treat people more like they're not real people because it's a name on a screen, right? If it's not somebody that we know personally, a lot of times without really intending to, we treat others as if they're just a name on a screen or a little dot, right? That picture dot. And not really as humans. And I've been guilty of this myself. Like when I've had what I call a lead come in, when somebody's provided me with their information to get some more information from me, or to learn more about what I'm doing, it's almost like I'm treating it as a name rather than a human, right? And I would not want to do that to my kids, right? I wouldn't want to send, I kind of act like a bot in a way, when I'm doing that to people. And I don't want to do that to my kids. I don't want to send some bot to go and take care of my kids, some robot to go take care of my kids, right? I want to show that genuine care and concern that I truly have for them. The same thing is true, and a key element when you are wanting to build a following of people that will really become those repeat customers, right? That loyal following. So one thing so I have a couple of action steps that you can do tonight, tomorrow, whatever works into your schedule, so that you can start to create that loyal following if you haven't already. Or maybe you have a following, but they may not be loyal to you yet, right? You might be in a different stage. So I'm curious, what stage in the game are you at? Are you trying to create, and this is a safe place, this is no judgment. We're all in a different place in our journey, right? So where are you at? Are you kind of more beginner and just have maybe 1 or 2 followers? Are you more kind of intermediate, right? You've been doing this maybe a little while, have a few followers, or do you have a really big following? Because this applies to anybody, right? You can have a big following, but they may not be loyal, and you want them to be loyal to you. So this is something that I would encourage you to do. Okay, these action steps can be things that wherever you're at on your journey, and let me know in the discussion where you're at on your journey. Again, this is a no judgment zone. Our community is a no judgment community. So let me know where you're at in your journey. I'm just curious kind of where things are at. And again, if you are watching the replay of this, go ahead and put it in there. So the first action item that I want you to do is to create an imaginary person, okay? Somebody, like, you can even give them a name, right? Like, this isn't some weird, childhood thing. Create an imaginary person, give them a name, give them an occupation, give them an age, so that you can get to know this person. Like, what are their interests? So create this imaginary person. And with this imaginary person, that is who you are going to focus on. Whenever you talk to somebody, anytime you're creating content, that's specifically what this is for. If you're creating content, then you want to have somebody, this imaginary person in mind, that you are going to care about. Because even if it's this imaginary person, there's still people that are truly out there that you can care about, right? So create this imaginary person. And as you're writing content, as you're creating your information that you want to share with other people, as you're creating your lives, doing your Facebook lives, or maybe you're doing lives on other platforms, wherever you're building your business, create that imaginary person, give them a name, give them, draw a picture of them, even if it's a stick picture, right? But have that person in mind when you're writing, and think to yourself, okay, if this were maybe my kid or my spouse, or, think of somebody that you love. If this were that person, how would you come and talk to them? If you're truly trying to help this person out, like with me and my kids, right? I'm really trying to help them out, trying to help them not feel so yucky, trying to help them feel better. I truly care about them. And I'm trying to provide them with things that they need. The same is true for your business and your business journey, and trying to help. This works as you're working with your team. It works as you're working to grow a following of, or grow customers, maybe, right? This can really be applied to anywhere, and not just creating that loyal following of customers. But do that piece, and then that's who you're going to think about when you're creating your content, when you're creating your lives and your posts. Okay, so that's the first thing: create your imaginary person. I will say, kind of on the flip side of that is, this really applies to the second thing. So the second thing I wanted to talk about, and the second thing that you can really do, is create a list of things or ways that through social media you can show that you care about people, that you care about your followers. So maybe you only have 1 or 2 followers. So what might you do to show those people that you care about them? Okay. Just like with me and my boys, as I've been bringing them the water and the vitamin C and all those things that I was mentioning earlier, that's me showing that I care about them, right? Rather than just leaving them alone and to fend for themselves. So what might you do on social media with these people that you've had some interaction with? Maybe you're just first getting to know them, and you're really trying to help them understand that you care. And the secret is here that you really need to care about them. Even you can care about strangers. You can care about people that you haven't met yet, because every single person is important, right? So really, truly find a way that, and if you're not feeling it yet, find a way to feel it, right? Find a way to dig deep and go, you know what? Okay, so they're a person. They're an important human being because they're a person. There's somebody that's struggling with something, and I'm here to be able to help them out, just like I want to care for my kids, right? I'm here to help them out. So how might you help these people out and truly, truly find that place where you care? Okay. And what was the other thing I was going to say? I can't remember the other thing I was going to talk to you about. But if you're finding those ways to care and show that you care, then you'll be able to really connect with those people. So, this is what I was going to say. So let's say if somebody that you have had some interactions with, then how might you show them that you care? Because that's going to be different than this imaginary person that I had you create in number 1, right? In the first action item. And if you're just tuning in, once this is over, go ahead and watch the beginning part, because I'm giving you some action items. Welcome, first of all. But I'm giving you some action items that you can do tonight, tomorrow, so that you can help create that loyal following of people. So that number 1, that imaginary person, that's going to be different than you're going to talk differently and create things differently for like content, posts, lives, all those things, emails if you're doing email marketing, blog posts if you're doing blog posts. That's going to be different than when you're actually talking to somebody that, that little dot, that real human that is interacting with you. Then you get to say, okay, so I don't have to think about that imaginary person. Now I get to think about this real person and dig deep and really think about and hone in on how can I show this person that I care about them? How can I help them know that they're important? Because when people feel important and feel that you care about them, they are going to respond to that. They are going to want to follow you because they respect you and they feel like you know them, and that they are getting to know you. And to help somebody feel like they are important is so key. I cannot stress that enough. Okay. So go ahead and put a smiley in the comments if this is resonating with you, if you can relate to this. Okay. I'm curious where things are at right now. Just want to look at my notes one more time, and I have a dry skin on my lip. That's bothering me. So again, those are the 2 things that I want you to do by tomorrow night. Okay. Just set a goal and make it happen. It's 2 simple steps. Create that person that you're going to think about and talk to when you are creating posts or creating content for a live. And second is that find ways that you can show that you care about somebody. Okay. So when you're having a conversation, when you're in the middle of the conversation, what are some things that you can say or do? So really just say, right, if you're interacting with somebody back and forth, what are some things that you can say to help them know that you care? And if it's not that, like, what are some other ways that you can show that you care about your team, or you can show that you care about somebody on Facebook? Just any ways that you can show that you care about these people. Maybe you're looking at their profile and you notice something happening. Maybe they've had a hard time, and you can just give a heart emoji, or thinking of you or something like that, right? Because again, it's that caring piece. So key. I cannot stress that enough. So those are the 2 things I want you to do either tonight or tomorrow, and test this out. Okay. Once you've done those 2 things, then as you're creating this content, as you're creating those posts, as you're interacting with people, test these 2 pieces out and see how effective they are for you. Test them out for a couple weeks, right? Really have that in your mind. Maybe put a sticky note by your desk or something so that you can remember that this is what you're working on and this is what you're focusing on. Because that will help you create that loyal following faster than anything else. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. And if, again, like I said at the beginning, if you're watching the replay, put #replay so I can come back and interact with you. And let me know, give me some feedback. I'd love to know where I could improve. So let me know what you got from this, what worked about this video for you, and what's something that didn't work. Let me know. I'd love to know. So have a great rest of your day, and remember to expect more and soar in your life and in your business. We'll see you later. Bye.